huge place, but very good. Today is a Friday, April 12th, and although technically Songkran hasn't begun, it begins tomorrow, 13th through the 15th. There are many places that are, oops, let me do this here, sorry. Hopefully the mic will be better now. Anyway, yeah, there are many places that Songkran is taking place, and like in Pattaya, they start throwing water on the 10th, and in some places they don't start until the 19th. They finish on the 21st. So I'm going to get into that a little bit, and then also, of course, why some men, they just never learn. I just can't believe how many people I see. They're doing the same thing as, say, 10 years ago when I was preaching, and maybe I was preaching to the choir. Maybe they're the horse that is at the water and he just won't drink. I don't know. But they're still doing the same things. And it's like, we're going to get into some of the reasons why, but I think for the most part, it's because guys just don't want to believe what kind of position they're in. They don't want to take a good hard look at their life and see exactly why they're hooked up with some chick that is not good for them, or that maybe isn't a healthy relationship, or they're just paying money or whatever. I understand if that's what you want, that's a different story. If that's all you want, you just listen. I don't have time for a chick. I just want some chick to come over every once in a while. She's nice, she takes care of me. Okay, great, I understand that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about, just being serviced once in a while. I'm talking about guys who, they actually believe the girl loves them. They want to think they're in this magnificent relationship. And the truth is, most of them aren't. So we're going to get into that a little bit. Right now, the dollar is down just a bit to 36.41. Hopefully it won't go lower than this. Air quality is 86, which is moderate. Temperature is 90. High of 97, low of 83. It's a little bit cooler today. However, it's only 9 o'clock and the feel-like temperature is 100 degrees. So it's not that cool. It's just, no matter what, Thailand is hot. Very seldom do you get temperatures in the 50s or even 60s. But right now is the hot season. It's always going to be hot. You're always going to be sweating. And I'll tell you what, I did not really sweat. I didn't sweat all the way over. I was nice and dry. I was in the SkyTrain. I was in the subway. And then when I got off on the last SkyTrain, I took the wrong exit, and I thought, oh, I'm on the wrong side. I gotta go back up the stairs. I went back up the stairs, crossed over, and I started sweating. That's what happened. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh man. But fortunately, here, I'm sitting right next to a fan, and it's nice and cool in here. So, and this place is good. The name of the place is Rocket Coffee Saturn 12. And I had a dirty coffee before we started streaming, and now I'm having a cappuccino, and they were both excellent. They have all kinds of sweets. They have all kinds of little cakes and croissants and everything that you would expect. Plus, they have full-on breakfasts. kid over here is getting pancakes, I guess. I just saw some people with, like, you know, bacon and eggs. So they got a full-on setup here. And this place is, this place particular, I don't know how many of these rockets there are. I think there's 4 or 5. This kid's he's a little bit happy. Drinking his orange juice, he's very happy. Good morning, Alpharetta. Sawadee Tongjao. Oh, here comes a whole family. This place is named after a raccoon. Rocket the raccoon. Is that what they did? Rocket the raccoon. There is a Rocket espresso maker, but this place is highly touted. It's been on a lot of lists that I've seen, and I wanted to come to it for a while, but I knew, you know, this is Saturn. We're in Saturn. It takes me a while to get here. Gardens of the Galaxy. You lost me. It takes a long time to get here. I had to go from, let me think here, 40 baht to get to the train station, yellow line. Take the yellow line. Fortunately, going to Lud Proud, there are no stops or changes like there was because of the problems that they had. There's no changes. You just go straight through. Now, going the other way, there are changes at Huamak. So fortunately, I didn't have any changes. Went right there. That was 20% discount, 31 baht. So what's that? 71. Then I took the MRT to Aso, 16 baht. So 16 baht is 71, 87. Then I took the train to Siam, and from Siam I took it to St. Louis, and I think that was 51. So 138 baht, which is about $4. Not bad, right? You know, I mean, it took me. I left at about 6:45, and I got here. I was here. By the time I got here, I could have walked, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be drenched in sweat if I walk. So I just got on a motorcycle, came over here, and that was 20 baht. So there you go. About 157 baht to get over here, which is like, you know, $4 and some change. Not bad. I'm a little surprised because it's a little smaller than I thought. There is an outdoor area here, which you can right there through that door is door area, and there's about 10 seats outdoors. But it ranks up there. It's in this is in the top 15 for sure. This place, just because everything is good, the coffee's really good, the service is good, the vibe is you know, it's a little coffee shop right off of Saturn, which is not great. But the location and everything is okay. I mean, it's right by the SkyTrain. The value of the coffee is pretty good. 80 baht for an espresso, and the food's a bit pricey. It's like a Sarnies, I would say. I mean, you know, you want a meal, it's going to cost you $2.90, $3.90, something like that. So I didn't have a meal. Anyway, place is all right. Okay, rank's pretty good. It's better than most. Okay, Songkran. Let's talk about Songkran. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the first day of Songkran, generally people clean their homes or public places like temples and schools so they can get rid of any bad luck from the previous year and then get ready for the new year. That's the whole thing here. Songkran is a ritual that involves the pouring of scented water onto a temple's sacred Buddha images. It's important to note the water, traditionally scented with a perfume called Nam Op, is poured not onto the head, but the torso and the body, for what that's worth. And I don't know if anybody's seen, but there is a decent chance I'm gonna go with the wife and Alex. I'm gonna go to Central World and on Sunday and play in the water. I'll just kind of tag along and, you know, see how it goes. But there's a chance I'll be doing that. I don't want to be an old fuddy-duddy. The second day of Songkran is known as Wan Nao, and is when people prepare food and offerings to be given to monks and temples the following day. It's also time to pay respect to the elders, and young people prepare rose and jasmine water as well as Nam Op, scented water, with which to wash their parents' feet in a ceremony called Ratnam Dam Hua. The parents in return give the children their blessings, typically along with a jasmine floral garland. I don't know, this has never happened to me, but we're not real traditional when it comes to that. You know, many people will make sand stupas known as chedi sai in the grounds of their local temple as a kind of personal pagoda and a fun family way to make a spiritual offering. I did not know that. All right. The last day, I have notes today. I didn't forget. Third day is known as Wan Payawan, and people typically start the day by visiting their local temple to present food and clothing to the monks, who then pray for them. They also partake in other rituals believed to bring good luck for the new year. And they also throw water and powder and, you know, these kind of things. Yeah, and you know, near my house there is really nothing going on. There might be, you know, a handful of kids throwing water, and that's it. However, I do have a list of places where they are celebrating Songkran. The first is Maha Songkran World Water Festival from the 11th to the 15th at Rajadamnern Klang Avenue in Sanam Luang. The second is the Mon Songkran Festival from the 12th through the 17th in Sangkhlaburi. Prapadang Songkran Festival, the 19th to the 21st of April. Nakhon Khon Khan Road and Prapadang District Office. I've been there before, and it's way out there, and it's a very different area, but I like it. I want to go back, but I haven't had the chance. Wan Lai Pattaya Festival, April 19th. Wat Chai Mongkon and Pattaya Beach. They're going to be practicing, celebrating all over the place in Pattaya. Pawane Pi Mai Muang Chiang Mai, the 4th through the 20th of April, various locations in the city of Chiang Mai. Retro Songkran Splendors, 12th through the 14th in Sukhothai. Dok Kun, Siang Khan, and Khao Niao Festival, 8th through the 15th in Konkan. And in Samui, on the 13th, they have the Samui Songkran Festival. Not only this, they have many others all around the country. So, good morning, everybody. Oh yeah, we got lots of comments today. Alrighty, good deal. All right, so we're going to talk about knuckleheads, chowderheads, boneheads, whatever you want to call them. Chowderhead is a term used informally to describe someone who is perceived as foolish, silly, or lacking intelligence. That's my definition. They lack intelligence. It's a playful insult, not really playful for me. It's an insult, most of the time. Often used in a lighthearted context rather than as a serious criticism. The term chowder refers to the type of soup or stew made with seafood or vegetables, but the connection between chowder and chowderhead in terms of the insult isn't entirely clear. Overall, it's a colorful and somewhat old-fashioned way to teasingly mock someone's perceived lack of intelligence. When it comes to the men that I talk about most of the time, I don't know that it's really all that playful or in a teasing fashion. It's more like, you know, a wake up kind of thing. Like, wake up, knucklehead. That's my own definition. Now, the phenomenon of men traveling to Thailand and forming relationships with working girls. It's, to me, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Complex? No, not really. Multifaceted? Not really. Difficult, however you want to make it. And while some people might approach this topic with some sensitivity and understanding, I don't. It's just my way, and I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I think if you're a knucklehead, you're a knucklehead. And you need to wake up and learn. It doesn't refer to Bostonians. It's Bostonians who are, that's this definition. They insult them in a teasing way. You're a chowder head. I can't speak Boston. But in the way that we used it is in a more serious manner, critical manner, where, you know, guys they never wake up. And I just seen so many things online now. I mean, I get recommendations, you know, on YouTube. They send me these videos. I don't want to look at them. You know, so-and-so took everything he had. So-and-so lost his house. So-and-so, he lost his business. So-and-so, he had a business, but it wasn't in his name, and now he's begging and he's crying about everything. And it's like, I've never been involved in that stupidity. Ever. There's no reason. Why do people do this? I don't understand it. Now, one of the reasons is fantasy and escapism. And I really researched this to try to figure out, why do guys do it? For some, the allure of Thailand's reputation for nightlife and entertainment, combined with a desire to escape the pressures of everyday life, can lead them to seek out experiences that they perceive as exotic and thrilling. Well, that's fine, as long as it's I come to Thailand, I have an exotic, thrilling time, and then I say goodbye to the girl and I go home. And I'm not sending her money, I'm not getting all involved with her, I'm not, you know, having feelings. You know, when you think about it, most of these guys, I've already said it before, guys come here, they're here for a week, they know the girl for 5 days. They spend like 5 days with her. Then they gotta go back to the United States. And the girl's saying, oh yes, baby, I love you too. Oh, I love you, yes, yes, yes. And the guys are going, okay, great. Oh, honey, you'll be faithful to me. You won't work in the bar. I'll send you money. And she don't believe him. Most of them don't believe the guy. They don't believe it until they have the money in their hand. So the guy goes home, and this is what happened. The guy goes home. He may have a girlfriend. He may have a wife. He may have some girl, you know, he's seeing, maybe not seriously, but she's serious enough to where, you know, they're sleeping together and she expects to have a pretty good relationship, you know, a pretty tight relationship. And then he goes over, he thinks, oh man, I've got this relationship going on. They're making something. Done. she thinks, hey, this guy, he promised me that he's going to take care of me. I didn't go to the bar. Or maybe she did. And so then he goes, it's been 2 weeks, you know, I haven't really talked to her. He doesn't send anything, doesn't talk to her, doesn't get involved. And she's like, see how guys are? She starts having a bad impression of foreigners. So every foreigner that comes through, she lies to him. Oh, yeah, I love you. And the guy, maybe he does send her money, right? If he sends money to her, she's getting money. She's like, I'm not going to stop working in the bar. I'm making $20,000 from this guy, $30,000 from the guy, whatever it is. And then she's like, I can make, you know, $30,000, $40,000 working in the bar. So she's going to collect even more money. So why would she stop? She won't. That's the thing. She won't stop. So then they supposedly have a relationship and they're lying to each other from the start. Another reason is loneliness and companionship, which I've heard this from a lot of guys. And some men may feel lonely or disconnected in their home countries and seek companionship or intimacy during their travels. The availability of working girls in Thailand provides them with a temporary sense of connection and intimacy, albeit with a transactional context. So if you're lonely and you want to come over here, just remember, all you have to do is remember, it's not real. Very seldom is it real. It's transactional. It's not about, oh, I like you because of your character. That's not what it's about. I like you because you're a nice guy, you treat me well, we get along. It's not about those things. It's about, he gives me this much money every month. It's a transaction. And to me, I don't know. You know, I'm not saying it can't work. Of course it can. But every once in a while, it's a rarity. But if you're paying, then, you know, maybe you break through. Maybe she really cares. She listens. Some part of her cares about you. Yes, I understand. But a lot of the time, they're just, yes. They know what to say, what to do in order to keep you happy. It's the GFE. It's the girlfriend experience. That's what it is. I'm just going to sit here for a minute. I want to know what you guys think. The third one is economic disparity, which there is less of that now than there used to be. I don't know, maybe I can go outside. I have to look, hang on. It's really that loud? Let me see if I can go outside. Yeah, don't want me to sweat. Yeah, I know. Hang on a second. Alrighty, let's go outside. Hopefully I'll pull this off. All right, we're outside. We're outside on one of these rickety tables. All right, let's see here. Listen, this has nothing to do with smartphones, buddy. I hate to tell you. I mean, smartphones may be part of it. But what I'm talking about is, you know, when I used to come over here, people learned very quickly. People learned. Listen, the girl is, no, it has really, I don't think it has anything to do with it. I think now it has something to do with it, but what I'm talking about is through the past few years, Jesus Christ. This is what I mean. Now, listen, if you're a guy and you go out with a girl and you're having dinner and she's sitting on her phone, looking at her phone, dump her. Get rid of her, don't go out with her again. Simple, that's all. I mean, you know, you don't know. Have your way with her, do whatever you want to do, and then get rid of her. Because she won't be somebody that is into you. She'll be into her phone. You know. And I mean, it's one thing if she's a doctor or something and she needs access to the phone. People are contacting her all the time. Okay, I understand that. That's a different story. But when it comes to dating and being in a relationship, and you know, you can say what you want, but like, there's no reason why people need to be on the phone in order to. You're trying to have a relationship. You're trying to have a conversation. You're trying to be close to somebody. You're not trying to be close to their phone. And if they're trying to be close to their phone, you go, listen, you got a relationship with your phone. You have a relationship already. I don't want to be with you. That's what you do. But in the past, you can say what you want. Guys get lonely. And they're not lonely only because of phones. They've been lonely guys for a long time. There's always reasons for loneliness. And I think the one thing that you can do is take care of yourself. Go out, exercise a little bit, have some hobbies or hobby that you're really into. Stay busy. And you know, if you're gonna go out, don't limit yourself to one girl. Go out with a bunch of girls, see which one is the one, and then you can whittle it down. You're not stuck with one chick, and then you go, oh, I got nobody else now. I don't understand it. I don't understand the whole loneliness and isolation and all this. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. But the economic disparity, I don't think that's so much the case now. Thailand's economic disparities can also play a role. Many sex workers come from disadvantaged backgrounds and may enter the industry out of financial necessity. Listen, there's a lot of them out there now that they're earning more money than you are. or they're earning money on Tinder or Thai Friendly or at the bar. I mean, you look at what some of these girls are getting. Some of them are making $500 to $1,000 every time they go online. And maybe they lose 10% to the payment processor. If that's what they make once or twice a week, they're making pretty good money. You know. I'm right next to Patty Riley's Irish Pub, which has Guinness, and it's all green. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, some men from wealthier countries may exploit this economic disparity, seeking out relationships with women who see themselves as a means of financial support or escape from poverty. Now, I know this used to be true. It used to be true when I first came here 29 years ago. I mean, it seemed to me that all of Thailand was poor, or a lot of Thailand was poor. Now, it doesn't seem that way. And, you know, granted, the girls want to make money, and they're not. It used to be you come here, you pay 500 baht, that was what you paid. If that's what you wanted to do, you give them 500 baht, boom, that's it. You got great service. You got a girl that she cleans up your room. She might give you a shower. She takes care of your physical needs. That was it. 500 baht. Maybe if she was top notch, you'd give her 1,000 or 1,500. Maybe. And now what are they asking? 3,000? 5,000? They don't want to be saved. They want to earn their money, get their money, put the money away, stash the money, start a little business, and be on their own. They don't want you most girls don't want you to take them away, whisk them away. That's not what they want. All right, cultural misunderstandings. I'm glad everybody's so into this conversation. Cultural differences and misunderstandings can also contribute to these relationships. Some men mistakenly believe, this is the one right here, that the affection or attention they receive from these workers is genuine love, when in reality it may be a part of the person's job to provide emotional and physical intimacy to the clients. That is the GFE, that is the girlfriend experience. That's exactly what it is. If that's what you want, come here, get that, have your fun, and then go home. Or live here and have a couple, and you know that's what it is. It's the experience. It's the GFE. That's all it is. I know, I understand. Men have it rough, man. I understand that. I don't believe that men have it easy. I don't know. What are you going to say? I want to hear it. Input is always good, although not always agreed with.
My foreigner colleague, but most of them they still work at postpone the holiday for a week because
Sammy, what's happening? We were talking about you last night because we may go to Japan near the end of the year. And I'm talking about we being me, my son, and my wife. At my son's request. Yeah, I'm the coolest guy ever. Pretty hot right now. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what happens. I do believe it will. We'll see. We'll see. But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. We should know, I don't know, fairly soon. Because my kid starts working in a couple of days. He starts working in like 5 days. God, I can't talk over this fucking guy. He talks so loud. I don't want to compete. I don't want to compete. Jesus Christ. I can. Frenchie. Anyway, I'll try. Okay, I'll give it my best effort. They're having some philosophical conversation. I don't know. Deep philosophical conversation. It's okay. We can hear you fine at your current volume, and we can barely hear the guy. Okay. I hear him. Believe me. Anyway, let me proceed. Oh, thanks, Gabe. Thanks, Sammy. Oh, now I have to tell you one thing about the Songkran Festival. Yeah, I know. I know. What I hear is irrelevant. I have to tell you that their Songkran festivals are all over Southeast Asia. In Laos, they call it Pi Mai. In Myanmar, they call it Ting Nhan. In Cambodia, it's Bonam Thup. In China, it's Ji Shuang Bana. In Indonesia, it's the Suwat Water Festival. And in Malaysia, it's the National Water Festival. So in Southeast Asia, these are the names of the places.
I go first, and you. Yeah.
Bye. Bye-bye. Anyway, all right, now I feel better. I think she's getting a cookie. She's getting a cookie and he's leaving. Thankfully. It's driving me nuts, man. It's like you guys may not be able to hear him, but it's like he's screaming. He's like talking like this. He doesn't even know it. Anyway, next. The next reasons, trauma and vulnerability. Some individuals, both working girls and clients, may have experienced trauma or vulnerabilities that contribute to their involvement in these relationships. These could include past abuse, substance use disorder, or mental health issues. Listen, all right, I understand this one, and granted, it does contribute, especially the girls. You know, but at some point you have to extract yourself from the trauma and the vulnerability, and you have to say, you know what, I know these things happened to me in the past, but they're not going to rule my life. They're not going to control who I am in my life. I think you have to get past it. So really, when I look at it, I don't understand. I don't know, Sammy, I don't know what happened to your buddy. I don't keep track of him. Your buddy or whatever the guy was, you know, the guy that was in Japan and then he was in Thailand and he had some working girl who, I don't know what the deal was with him, but those kind of relationships, they're just not healthy, man. They put you in a place in the world where you're in a different kind of a place, you know. And I mean, you don't have to be in this place where everybody loves you and everybody's thinking how good you are. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you're in a place where you may never be healthy because of the person you're with. And, you know, who needs that? These are all dumb reasons. The only reason should be she has a great pair. Okay. No, it could be that she has a great little snapper. It could be that she's sexy. It could be whatever she is. Okay? I understand that. Well, you know, you got to remember something. Even if the women are young, they eventually get old. So then what, you trade them in? I mean, you know, you want to be that kind of a person. To me, that's a scumbag. You're grooming them, it's a scumbag. It's a scumbag move. You know, I'm not talking about you're 21, she's 18. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you're 47 and she's 18. And or she's 16 and you're grooming her. It's just wrong, man. And I'm not, believe me, I'm not a prude. I'm not somebody who thinks, oh, everything needs to be a certain way. That's not what I think. I think different strokes for different folks. I think if you want to go with lady boys, that's up to you. You want to go with men, that's up to you. You want to go with women, that's up to you. Whatever you do, it's up to you. I think that's fine, okay? As long as you're happy. And as long as you're not being taken advantage of, which is a lot of what I hear. You get into a relationship because you believe it's true. Oh, yes. Well, first of all, why would you believe a relationship is true if you met the girl, you know, 2 weeks ago or a month ago? Why would you think, oh yeah, I can trust her, she's great, she's the best, she's the one? Oh God, it makes me sick. Seriously. I just don't understand why would you get into that kind of a situation? And, you know, I think we all have heard about all the relationships where guys come here and, you know, some girl promises that they love him and they're, you know, he's so cute. She loves him for his heart. She knows, oh, you're not handsome, man, but you have good heart. Men can't stop that. We can't stop that here, okay? But what you can stop is guys going in there and taking advantage of those girls, or grooming those girls, or using those girls. And, you know, listen, I know there's girls out there that are 15 and they look like they're 25 or 21 or whatever. But that's why, you know, I mean, listen, the older I get, the more that I know. When you get involved with somebody, it's no laughing matter. You know, I mean, it's one thing, you know, really, if you want to go home with somebody, think about something. You go home with the wrong girl and your life could be miserable. So you got to choose very, very carefully. Even for a one-night stand, especially for a one-night stand. You be careful. You want to get into a relationship, you're effectively saying, I want to let you into my life, honey, and you're going to let me into your life. That's what you're doing. You're saying, be a part of my life. You know, I'm not talking about guys who, they come here, they nail some chick and they move on, they leave, and that's it. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about having your fun. You know, yeah, but you got to remember something. Not all of the places, maybe the places you're going, I don't know. But sometimes you go to places and they have underage workers. It doesn't mean that they're there for the men. Maybe it does, but it doesn't always mean that. So you have to keep that in mind. And, you know, if you're a halfway decent person, you're not going to be, you know, I mean, listen, I'm 62. If I see a 15-year-old girl in a bar, I'm not going to think I need to take her and have my way with her. I'm just not going to do it. You're a kid. Now, because I got kids, I think they're just like my kid. Even when I'm in like a coffee shop, some young guy makes a mistake, he's being a bonehead and he does something wrong. I think to myself, if my kid did that, would I want to yell at him and jump all over him? No, I wouldn't. I would handle it with some tact. And I think that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about being fantastic human beings. We're not talking about overlooking good-looking women or something like that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about being tactful, being smart, being intelligent, and not messing around, especially with that kind of situation, which I'm not even going to get into because I don't know about YouTube and what they say about it or what they think about it. But I think that the bottom line is some men, they just don't want to believe that maybe their girl doesn't really love them. And I can tell you that when I was single and I was with some women, numerous women, the women would get phone calls and it, oh, my boyfriend. I'd be like, your boyfriend, huh? I'd be like, so you're working with me? Yeah, but he's stupid. He's stupid. He give me money. And then they would be like, oh, yes, honey, I love you. I love you. Now, so where's my money? Well, I don't want to talk about that, Jim. We don't need to continue with that. All right, I understand what you're saying, but that's not something to discuss on YouTube for a number of reasons. It's not right. That's what I'll say, okay? But I'm curious to know what you were going to get into besides that. Well, you can report it, and, likely there's somebody in on it who you're reporting to. That's what's likely. I know it seems easy to get things done sometimes here. Yeah, but that's not something we should talk about, really. It may seem easy to get certain things done here. But even if listen, there was a time when I went to, I was in Chinatown, and I went to, I was on Yaowarat. I'm right on the main road. And I went down, it was towards the end of Yaowarat, the beginning of Yaowarat. And I go into this place, and they got tiger's teeth, they got ivory, they got all kinds of stuff. And I go, this is just wrong, man. And I called the World Wildlife Federation. This is probably 20-something years ago. I called them up. And they said, we're well aware of what's going on there, but unfortunately, if we report it to the police aren't going to do anything. So we have to be very careful, and we have to try to get them in another way. That's what they said to me. And that's exactly how certain things work here. And that's why, honestly, most of the time, even if some things bother me, and there are some things that bother me here, and what Jim was saying, yeah, that's one of them. That's just one of many. I hate to say it, but I do what he does. I don't engage. I don't interact with those people. I don't go to these establishments. They are another world for me. I don't want to be close to them. I don't want to know them. I don't care about them, in a sense that I'm not going to go after them, I'm not going to make trouble for them, but I'm not going to be involved with them either. There's no reason for me to be. Because all it might do is get me in trouble. So that's what I do. And I hate to say it, but that's how you get by here. That's why some guys open their mouths and they have to go home. Or that's why some guys do things here, and the next thing you know, they're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be here. Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I don't agree that they should have that. Why? Why should you be entitled? The only thing I think is that when I go into a place, I want good service if I'm paying for something. I want decent service. Doesn't have to be fantastic, but it has to be decent. When you're dealing with women, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. You need to remember that there is a chance that what they say is not true. You need time to let things unfold and to get to know them. And then when you get to know them, then you only trust them, 90%. Then you get to know them even more. And you get to a point where you think you can trust them 99%, and that's about as good as you're going to get. That's what you hope for. So, I mean, that's the way I think about it. And, listen, quite frankly, Thailand has changed. Thailand is still changing. It's going to be much different in the next 10 to 20 years. But the men that come over here for women, some of them are they're just boneheads. They're just chowderheads. That's all they are. They just don't get it. They think, I had a buddy, and I talked about him a while back. I have a buddy, and he said to me, yeah, I have this girl, and everything's good, and everything. And I said, well, why is she with you? Is she a working girl? Oh, yeah, she is. I said, well, so what's the big deal? Because you're paying money. Yeah, but you pay for it anyway. And I said, yeah, okay, whatever you say. So we're walking across the street, and he said something, and I said, do you really think you're that good looking? And he said, yes, I am. And he looked at me and he goes, I can't believe you're even questioning me. And I go, dude, you're a baby Huey. You're fat. You're thick around the middle and thin up top. You have no muscle tone. And he was offended. And this guy used to think that when he went out with women, oh, she's really fine. I'm like, okay, that's good. How much you paying her? That was my next question. Because he always paid. He never went anywhere outside of Bangkok, really outside of where Nana was. He used to stay at the Majestic all the time. Never went anywhere else. Went to Majestic, he'd go to Nana, he'd go to Soy Cowboy. That was it. That was his extent of Thailand. He never went to any islands. He never went to any tourist places, Pattaya or any of these places. And, I tried to tell him, dude, if you really want to see the real Thailand, get out of Nana Plaza. I mean, that's the real Thailand too, but I'm talking about you want to see authentic, traditional Thai. Get out of Nana Plaza. Go somewhere else. And he never did. And I don't know what happened to him. He was living, he told me, he said, yeah, I'm going to get myself a Filipino girl because they're more loyal than Thai girls and all this stuff. I said, oh, good for you. So then he found one, and I think he was going to marry her. And he was living in like Argentina or something like that. I don't know. Chile, somewhere like that. And, he was doing things that he shouldn't have been doing. But I lost track of him, so I don't know where he is now. But he's one guy. There's many, many guys like that. Listen, I don't have a problem meeting good-looking girls when I'm paying them. Who does? At the very least, most of them will give you the time of day. They may not go home with you, but they'll give you the time of day. And then maybe they will. Maybe, you pay them enough, they'll go home with you. And they'll tell you how handsome you are, or, how big your heart is and how good you are. I don't need all that shit. Don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the truth. So, that's the name of that tune. And some guys can't take it. My girl is different. No, she's not. She ain't different. And then there's other guys who, they think that every single Thai girl is the same. Oh, you give them enough money, yeah, everything will work out fine. No, it won't. It's ridiculous. There are some girls that are making 5 times what you're making. Guys don't have a clue. I'm not talking about hanging out in the bar scene. I'm not talking about hanging out with chicks that, you know, they run a little clothing shop that, you know, maybe they're lucky if they make 20, 30,000 baht. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the girls who are making 100, 200, 300, 500,000 a month. They're out there. The thing is if you're running around like a backpacker or a bum, and, you know, that's what you think you're gonna get, you'll never, ever land anything that's upper middle class. You'll never land anything that's middle class. You always get the lower class girls. Always. They look at you and they go, oh, he's passing through. And, you know, if you're getting some girl like a doctor or a pharmacist or an attorney or accountant, something like that, a profession, very difficult for you to work your way in there. Because what do they need you for? They got their circle of friends. You know. They have their circle of friends. They don't need a guy, you know, they don't need some foreigner coming in. And especially if you don't speak any Thai. God, this chick is smoking. She's killing me. Blowing right back into me. You don't need, you know, if you don't speak Thai, you don't really know the culture like somebody who, you know, you've been here 5, 10 years. You only think you know it. Those kind of girls, they're not going to give you the time of day. They'll be nice to you. Ka, oh, ka. They're not going to go out with you. You better have something special. You better have that $1 million smile. You better be great looking. You better know how to speak Thai like very well. You better know how to get into the game without offending them, where you are cute, but you're not too cute. You better know how to play the game. Well, they're more focused on their career than a relationship with anyone, especially a foreigner who doesn't speak the language, who doesn't know about the culture. They're like, I'm not gonna waste my time with this guy. Why do I need to? There's plenty of Thai guys that want me. They know that. And you know, then comes the other question, which is, a lot of guys come over here, they want to be with their girl all the time. That's why you see couples and they're always together. Oh, he's retired. Oh, she doesn't work either. Now, if she's 30 years old and you're 35, she wants a life, man. Unless you got big money and you're really providing. I mean, you know, like you're going on trips every other month, you're going here, you're going there. Unless you got that kind of money. Most of the time, if they're 30 years old, they want to work. They want to do something with their lives. So you're going to have to adjust and agree to it. Which, you know, I've told my story before where when I first started going out with my wife, and then we first had kids, I was the provider, the sole provider. I gave her money, she paid all the bills, she had money left over for herself. And, you know, every night I'd come home, there's dinner, the kids are happy, everything's, you know, going good. And then one day, you know, she goes, you know, I'd really like to start working. I got my degree, I'd like to start working. And I said, okay, fine. And now she's got a career. Well, there's times when I just go, you know, she's got a career, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? You know, what am I gonna do? Yeah, but you're not traveling internationally every other month or something like that. You're not doing that. I'm talking about somebody who's like, oh, let's go to France. Let's go to Paris this month. You know, I'm not talking about let's go to. I mean, we do that. We go to different places. I mean, you know, I just found out yesterday I have a first class ticket on Thai Airways to Krabi or Surat, and I have like an economy ticket to go to Phnom Penh. So I'm like, maybe I need to use these because some of the miles expire in September. So I'm like, okay, I've gotta get to it, and I've got to use these. But what I'm saying is, some of them, they have a life. You got to let them have their life. And some guys, they come here, they don't want to let the girl have their life. The girl's life is with them. I can tell you, even when my wife retires, which we're not sure when that's going to be yet, really. I mean, we think about it, but like, you know, when will it be? Even when she retires, she's not going to be with me all the time, every minute of the day. We kill each other. I have to use it before September. So I was going to use it either next month or the month after. It's only one way. It's only one way. That's the thing. So for like 3,000 baht, I can take a flight on the way back and pay the tax on the way over. And I get a first class one way, and then, you know. I don't think so. I don't know. I'd have to look, but I don't think so. And I have more miles on my American Express I can transfer over, but they're not going to make up the difference to where it's going to make it enough to where I can go somewhere else, like, you know, like the United States or Europe or something like that. If I could do that, I would do that. Anyway, my point is, you know, my wife has her own life, I have my own life, and we have our life together. It's not one of these things where it's like, you know, I go to the grocery store, she's going with me. She goes to her friend's house, I'm going with her. She wants to go grocery shopping or shopping for clothes, I'm gonna go with her, just to go. That's not me. And it's not her. And that's not how many women are. Some women, they need their space. Give it to them. You know, it's not that hard. So what? They want a little space. You want a little space. Give yourself some space. Then when you come back together, it's like, oh, we've had some time apart. Oh, I missed you, honey. You know. But this is one of the things when guys come over and they meet the girl of their dreams. Okay. Sounds good to me. I can save it. I can save that. I can just pay for a ticket to go there and come back in the next couple of weeks if we go. I don't know if we're gonna go or not. I don't know what we're doing. She wants to do all kinds of things. I don't know if I want to do some of these things. I don't want to waste the trip because first of all, it costs money, and second of all, because it wastes time. And I don't know if I want to waste the time going to places I've been already. If I went to Krabi, the reason I go to Krabi is to go to an island close to there that I haven't been to. So that's why, you know, Koh Lanta or whatever it might be. But getting back to the guys, you know, there's many guys who come over here, they have no problems. That's great. They come over, they do their thing. They're getting such a bad name. By who? Who are they getting a bad name from? I don't really buy into that. There's many foreigners out there who are not getting a bad name. I mean, I go everywhere. I don't have any problems with Thais. I almost never, ever have any problem. the only problems, or certain problems that I've had, have been in the tourist areas. And this is why I don't like going to them. I know in Pattaya there's been problems, like the Swiss guy, and I know that there's been some other problems. But there's always going to be problems, and the news is always going to report these things. That's what they do. They don't report all the Thais that have these kind of problems. They report the foreigners, especially in the English newspapers. That's what they do. And I'm not saying it's true, but yeah, but so what? Don't let that affect you. Why would you let that affect you? I don't let it affect me. You know, if they want to have a conversation with me about it, it depends on what the situation is. But 99% of the time, I'll agree with the Thais. Throw the book at this guy. Oh, I did say something about the Swiss guy the other day to, I can't remember who it was, but it was a Thai. And they were talking, oh, it was in my yoga class. One of the girls said, oh yeah, did you hear about that guy who kicked the doctor? She was a dentist. And I go, she was a dentist? I didn't know that. Yeah, you know about what happened? I said, yes, I know what happened. And I said, well, good. They you know, they're going to deport him. And they're trying him. Good for them. And he had an illegal business. So, you know, okay, no problem. What's the problem? You know, see, in this situation, the only thing that his nationality does is make him deportable. He could also go to jail. If he was a Thai, he would go to jail. If he's a foreigner, he'd go to jail. He'd still go to jail. And now, okay, they'll kick him out of the country. Okay, good. So you're persona non grata. Well, generally, yes. That's generally a rule that you need to follow, yes. And first of all, you know, you got to be very careful about the moves you make here, because sometimes the moves you make will get you in trouble. Oh, I want to buy this new car. Oh, they don't have the title on it. They don't have a cha note. Well, then don't buy it. You know, that's all. Not rocket science. Oh, my girlfriend wants to buy the bar and I got to give her the money. Oh, she's going to give me the papers like in the next couple of days. And I'm supposed to sign for it. And you're giving her the money first? That's just tragic, man. That is like tragic stupidity. What you do is you say, I signed the paper. The paper is looked at by a lawyer, and then I give the money. You have a lawyer there. What's the debate? There's nothing to debate. Don't sign a paper and don't give the money until everything's copacetic. You know, this is what I mean. There will always be foreigners coming here. They think, oh yeah, and you know, the thing is Thailand is not like it used to be. It used to be you came here 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, and you had, you know, 10, 20 grand. You could set yourself up with a little place. Maybe you got ripped off, maybe you didn't. You set yourself up and you might be able to, you know, cover your nut that month. Or, you know, most of the time you can cover your nut. Now it's not like that, man. They're trying to, you know, you better be set up 100% in the right. Because if you're not, you're going to lose everything. So why would you put it out there like that? I just don't get it. Really. I try to think about this and try to understand, why would somebody give money? Like, why would you come here and you meet a girl, you're with her for 3 days, and she goes, I want 100,000 baht, I'll stop working. Now these guys got, I think these guys are Chinese over here. Look, they got water guns. I have not seen anybody playing with water yet, but I have not been to where the areas are that have a lot of people playing. Because tomorrow is the day it's supposed to start. And if I do anything, it'll be on Sunday. And if you noted that on Sunday, I may start to stream an hour late, because I don't think that at 9 o'clock in the morning they're going to be in full swing yet. And I know that last year, I think it was last year, my wife and Nicholas and maybe Alex, I don't know if Alex went, they went to Central World and it was crazy, you know. So maybe it'll be crazy again. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just like, I don't think anybody will throw a bunch of water on my gimbal and my phone. My phone's fine, my gimbal's not. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll be respectful. So I'm not real worried, and I don't care about getting wet. No, I didn't. I don't really care if I get wet or if I don't get wet. It's not like I'm saying, I gotta go out and it's so hot out, I've gotta go out and get water thrown on me. I'll go take a shower. Hit in the face while on a motor taxi in the background. Now they've got some laws in place where you're not allowed to throw like buckets of water on somebody on a motorbike, because they know that people crash. You know, if you have a little squirt gun, you can do that, but that's about it. So these are some of the things you need to take into consideration. I don't know. I mean, you know, there you go. He was about 8 years old. You know, they're just, the kids, they're just, it's like, for them, it's, oh, I get to throw water. It's you know, no other reason. Look at this guy. Jesus Christ. He's got the little fan on his head. Oh, my God. It's not even hot today. Really, it feels a lot cooler today than it has in the last couple of weeks. I mean, I'm sitting here, there's a fan above me, and I'm sitting outside. And when I go back, I'll probably take a motorbike, or maybe I'll walk back to the SkyTrain, and I'll take the SkyTrain, and I'll take the SkyTrain again, and then I'll take the subway, and then maybe I'll take the boat. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna take the boat or not. Yeah, well, those are the ones that have problems, the ones who don't get it. Good morning, Dowlow. G'day, mate. Got my hair cut yesterday. I'm still itching from it. Master Alex gave me the once over. I need to shave the head, though. Anyway. So, you know, I don't know what else to say about these guys. You want to be a chowderhead, it's up to you. You want to use your brain. I think it's a little cooler, actually. Just a couple of degrees. Guy's walking around there with a GoPro. Anyway, so, you know, we could talk until we're blue in the face about idiots, about guys who are gullible, guys who, you know, they have no clue, guys who are just, they have no experience, no clue, no guts. You know, it takes somebody who has the ability to say no. That's first. You don't have to be smart. You have to be able to say no. Honey, you're so beautiful. You can take me shopping for gold today? What are you talking about, honey? Gold is 40,000 baht for 1 baht now. 40,000 and some change. I don't want to pay you 40,000 for anything, honey. I don't know you that well. You're a working girl. Go find some other guy. You get what you get for your, you know, for spending the night or for, you know, giving me one shot. You know, that's it. You don't have to be mean about it, but you don't have to be extremely nice about it either. Hey, this is what you get, honey. You don't want it? Take a hike. Doesn't matter what they look like, what they sound like, what they say. It doesn't matter. Have some gonads. Really, that's another thing. Some guys don't have any gonads. They have no balls to say to a chick, you know, no, honey. I don't know who that was. So you have to be prepared. And you know, that's the thing. When you're flying over here, you need to prepare yourself. You need to prepare yourself. You need to get ready and you need to say, listen, there's going to be women who know exactly what buttons to push. And I'm gonna feel obligated or I'm gonna feel weak. And she may be the best sex I've ever had in my life. And you just need to be able to say no, 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 no. It's not easy, but you can do it. Also noted, there are many foreigners who are married to Thai women and have chosen to assimilate and adapt to the food, culture, and people. On the other hand, there are those who refuse to. Well, yeah, I'm pretty well adapted. I'm assimilated. I've been looking at condos way away from Sukhumvit, even by Icon Sam, close to the BTS. But that nice Sarnies is on the other side of the chopper. Yeah, I think I could be happy way over there. Well, here's the thing. If you have a wife who's Thai, she needs to understand that you are a foreigner and that she should understand what you want to eat sometimes, what you like as a foreigner. She needs to understand these things. It's not about, you know, what you can give her and what you can do for her and how you can assimilate and how you can change for her. It's about how you can help each other. You know, my wife likes to eat predominantly southern food. That's what she likes. She likes the curries. She likes the fish. She likes stink beans. You know, she likes that kind of stuff. Will she eat a pizza? Once in a great while, yes. But like, I'm not going to force her to change what she eats. But sometimes I eat what she has. Sometimes she'll give me some, and I'll be like, oh wow, you know what? I'll eat it. What was it that we had the other day? It was something like, I don't know, cow clean something or other. I forget what it was, but it was good. It was spicy. It was good. And she likes that. She likes the spicy food. She likes all that stuff. This girl doesn't understand that she's got to go inside. They're not going to come to her. When in Rome, do as the Romans. Same, but different in Thailand. Some Thai language when I get back into China. That is probably the best and smartest thing you've said that I remember. Listen, you just learn some basic Thai and you'll see. You'll understand a lot more. I mean, I'm involved. You need to go in, honey. God damn. She's just like, oh, you have to wait on me. Of course, they'll come out here when she raises her hand up. Oh, yes, ma'am. What can I do for you? I think that's good. Very good. Very wise move. And, you know, what I have been doing and what I want to do, I want to, you know, I can speak a little Burmese. I can speak a little Cambodian. Not so much Russian anymore. Forgotten about that. I used to be able to speak a little bit of Indonesian. I want to learn another language, maybe Burmese, but also tighten up my Thai, start writing more Thai, and just spend an hour a day doing that. And if I do that an hour a day in a year or two, my language skills will improve drastically. So looking forward to that. If I give her an allowance, I clearly said I will never marry, but want a LTR with her legally. If our situation ends after a few years, do I have to give palimony? No, you don't usually have to give any palimony, but why would you? I don't know. Why would you give her anything? Because you want an LTR? Figure something out, dude. You don't need to do that. I'll be in Melbourne, not Thailand. Oh, really? I mean, I don't know how old you are, dude, but figure something else out, man. That's not the greatest move. Oh, I forgot all about that. See? He's thinking about, where can I stay? What can I do? What can I do in Melbourne when I have his place all to myself? She did go in. Was messing with Dowlow. I meant no alimony in Thailand. Well, what is this guy? Asen? Just like I said, dude, I don't know why you would do that. For a long-term visa. I don't know why you would do it. You can cause more problems for yourself doing that than you can just figuring things out for yourself. You know, there's a rule here, and that is try not to rely on anybody else other than yourself, because that's when you start getting yourself in trouble. Oh, but I can trust her. Right now you can. Put her in a position where you're giving her, 30,000 baht a month, and she might just go, you know what? I need more. I need 50. I don't know, but I haven't heard back from the guy, so let's just consider it done then. He's going to do his thing with her, I guess. I don't know. We can't meet at Sarni's. I like long-term relationship and really like her. Yeah, but I gotta read this again. Thai lady wants to live with me if I give her an allowance. I clearly said I will never marry, but want a long-term relationship with her. Legally, well, first of all, if you want a long-term relationship with her, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that, but like, why are you gonna give her money? She doesn't have a job? Does she have a job? A J-O-B? A yob? See, that's like one of the first things. Does the girl have a job? Well, I think my cappuccino is done here. I can't afford any more. It's too expensive here, actually. Sarni's is good, man. It's a good place. And actually, that Davin coffee is a little pretentious for me, but it is what it is. You'll be in Melbourne, though. I mean, I understand if she's a regular girl, then why isn't she working? How old is she? How old are you? There's a lot of questions to, to vet this girl and to clear it, really. in my opinion, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just saying, generally, you need to clear a few things just to get it set up. I don't know how long you've known her. I don't know how old she is, how old you are. I don't know. So these are some of the questions that need to be answered. I'll have to see Davin once, but only once. That place is, it's just like Sarni's, really. It's the same as Sarni's, man. It's like you want a meal, it's $350 for, you know, a breakfast or something like that. 350 baht, 390 baht, 290 baht, 450. It ain't cheap. I mean, you know, I came here. This place, the coffee is cheap here, but their little foods are a little more expensive. I was like, nah, I'm not getting any of these. You know, their breakfast is like you're gonna pay 290 to 390, and I'm like, I'm not paying 350 baht. I'm not paying 390 baht. I think the coffee's about the same as Sarni's. They're very good and very knowledgeable there. At least they were when I was there. So, and you know, that's the other thing. I'm trying to figure out how to do my website. I just do not have an idea how to do it. It's just a ranking system and some videos, and then maybe, you know, a little shop with coffee stuff. And I'm trying to figure it out. I just don't know how to do it. I just don't know how to put it together yet. But anyway, I guess we're not going to hear back from this guy with the girl, the long-term relationship. He likes her. Okay, that tells me everything. Oh, I like her. You like her? Where'd you meet her? You know. Can't Alex or Nicholas help? She earns 12K a month. She's 35. Me 51. I have no problem giving her money. I understand that. She wants money for her family, and I'm ready to provide. How long you known her? I would say, if you're giving an amount to her that doesn't hurt you and that you feel like if something didn't work out, you would be like, all right, no problem. Fine. Give her whatever you want, whatever you can afford. But I'd like to know how long you know her. That's the other thing. You know, how long you've been seeing her. Obviously, you know, you're sleeping with her, I would assume. I got no idea, Dallo. I don't pay for buffaloes. Scotty don't pay for buffaloes. Buffaloes pay me. I really wanted to go to Surat, but there were no trains. There were absolutely no trains. And the airfare was like 6,000-7,000 baht to go down there. I was like, it's 6,000-7,000 to go down there. Then we give the sister 1,000 baht or whatever to pick us up. It's just like, it's just too much, you know. So, you know, we'll go down in the next couple of weeks, but the reason I want to go is I want to see how the fruit and veg is progressing, how much we have now. I say we, but now I think, you know, they're starting to get their act together. The sisters and the families getting their act together, and they can start sending us. They can start sending us boxes of fruit and veg. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Good to have you back. So that would be my only other question for ASEN. I mean, 12,000 baht, you know, she's 35 and she's only making that much. That's really not much. I mean, that's pretty low, honestly. I know her for 4 months. I only worried that if Thai, what? if Thai court ordered me to keep giving her monthly palimony after the relationship ends like Canada. No, they don't. It's a much lengthier process and much more difficult. Thank you very much, Alvin. I appreciate it. Choke D to you. Thank you, and Choke D. Appreciate it. My loan contribution today. Thank you very much. They don't generally do that. We have 2 kratom trees, plants, but you know, like, I don't really care about it. You know, it's like, could I care? If you're gonna sell it, you don't sell it for much. You'd be better off growing avocados. Kratom is cheap. We have jackfruit, we have durian, we have, you name it, man. We have mangoes, papaya, you know, little chili peppers. What's the other one? Rambutan, lychee, bananas, pineapples. By the way, how much do girls in department stores waitressing earn in Bangkok? Is it enough for them to live on their own, or they mostly stay with their parents? Well, there are girls that are, you know, 35, 40 years old working in those jobs, and some of them are making 12,000. Some of them are working part-time, they're making 9,000. Some of them are working full-time, they're making 15, 20,000. But some of the older girls that have been around and, you know, they got commissions and stuff like that, they're making, you know, they might be making 25, 30,000, you know, it depends. I can tell you, my son starts in a couple of days, and he makes, what is he making? 27,000 a month plus he makes bonuses. God damn it. How come it's not working? There you go. Thank you, Dowlo. Kratom is essentially worthless now. Yes, everybody just grows their own. I just took down 2 huge trees this week. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're not really, it's not all that valuable. You'd be better off growing avocados. You really would. But we have so much fruit and veg there. I mean, it's like the whole side and backyard is full of fruit and veg. And I just want to see what is there. I just want to go check it out. Other than that, that's really the only reason I want to go down there. And I want to see how the house is progressing. I want to see, you know, see the family, have some food, eat some South Thai food, Southern Thai food. You know, that's about it. I would love to grow some avocados, but I don't know how difficult. I know it takes a long time for them to mature. And you know, as far as the women go, what the fuck is pounding on the fucking? There's no shortage of foodstuffs in Thailand, especially for vegetables and fruit. What salary can you think of renting an apartment and having a modest independent living? Still no fruit. Holy moly. That's crazy. What salary? I don't know. I mean, you know, some of them, they consider 5,000 to 7,000 baht for a little studio apartment to be expensive. So if they're living in a place and it's 4,000 or 5,000 baht, they might be making 15,000, 20,000, and you know, they're getting by. That's about all they're doing. I don't know, because it's been a long time since I've been around that kind of. Yeah, but you can get an apartment here in Bangkok for 5,000 baht, but you got to pay for food, electric, water, mobile phone, and anything else you have. Spotify, Netflix, whatever it is you have, you got to pay for it. That's just the way it goes. You know, and it adds up. So, you know, if you're paying 25,000 a month, that means you need to make at least $25,000 a month to cover your nut. Now, maybe you're living with a boyfriend. Maybe your boyfriend's giving you, you know, whatever he's giving you. It depends on what you're eating. That's another thing. If you're eating all Thai food, it's going to be a little bit cheaper than if you're eating Thai food and going to the grocery and buying things that you need for the house and things like that. You know, it's just the way it is. You're going to have to pay. You're just going to have to pay for certain things. And then you need health insurance. That's another thing. Yeah, but some people, they're not that smart, Jim. They don't know they can do a phone for 500 baht a month. They don't know that. They think it's going to cost them more than that. You know. So, damn it, this guy is bugging the fuck out of me. I'm getting pissed. Yeah, okay, well, Dallo, I can tell you that, no, health insurance just under $200. Jim, again, health insurance it varies greatly. I can tell you that. We have health insurance now. It's $150 for me, Alex, and Nicholas. And I'm the most expensive one. And then Alex has another insurance. And my electric bill last month was, after having a 3,800 baht month, it was 6,276 baht last month. So 1,900 baht. It depends on how often you have it on, if you're using it all the time, if there's always people. We always have somebody at the house. And, you know, when it's 110 degrees outside, you don't want to not have the air conditioner on. We have like 5 or 6 fans, but we have 2 refrigerators. We used to have 2 microwaves. Now we have 1 microwave. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 computers. We have 4 or 5 phones. All these things need to be charged. Everything needs to be hooked up. You know, so your mileage may vary. It depends on how you're living, what you're doing, where you're living. You know, I know a guy that his electric bill used to be like 15,000 baht. But he had a huge place. He had like 3, 4 air conditioners. And, you know, he used to pay because he kept them on all the time. So, you know, it's funny, your water was 190 baht. My water was 138 baht last month. And my internet was 747. No. You say a swamp cooler. It doesn't matter, man. You turn on that electricity, it's going to cost you. And this is an example. People say, oh, Thailand is so cheap. There are places where Thailand, some things are very cheap. But there are places where some things are not cheap. And we used to do the wash at home. Now we may do 1 load a month at home. Maybe. And now we just go down the street and we do a load like every 2 weeks, and it's about 180 baht for 1 load. So, you know, 360, maybe 540 baht for the laundry. Then you got to figure, okay, we're constantly going to the mall, we're constantly going to Happy Land, we're constantly going, coming, doing things like this. So, you know, every time you go and you come back, it's going to cost you 40 baht. So if you got 4 people in your family, it's 160 baht just to go and come back. If you're going at different times, if you're not coming back together, you're going in a taxi or whatever, it might cost you 60 baht. It used to cost 39 baht. Now it costs 60 baht. It's going to cost you more money. You have great internet through 3BNB. I don't know, we have 500 gigs down, 500 gigs up, and 747 baht. And the only reason that I want to have it is because we connect up with the TV connects up with Netflix. You know. There are ways around just about everything. And 5,000 to 6,000 a month is enough for health insurance. I think it will be, depending on what plan you get and everything like that. It should be. Yes. Should be more than enough. But you know, you really got to look around because and you know, compare. For sure, you have to do that. You know, you got a budget for those unforeseen expenses, like, you know, you go out one night and you tie one on. It's 5,000, 10,000 baht. You got to factor that in. You know, how much is it going to cost? This place is packed now. There's no room in this place. The only place to sit down here is right behind me and right over to the right. Other than that, there's no room here. There's nowhere to sit. They filled this place up. And you know, it's kind of an old shop. You know, it's all made new on the inside. And it's kind of small. There's like 4, 8, 12, maybe 20, 22 people, 24 people can fit inside. Not that big. I thought it would be larger, but the quality is there. So, you know, you can't complain. I like this place. I do like this place, but again, for me to come here is a hassle, just for me. Now, if I was, you know, living down by, you know, I don't know. If I was, there's the Burmese embassy is close to here. If I was living near there, it'd be easy for me to come over here. Yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't used to think of this, and now I'm starting to think of it, is if I cut a bill that is 400 baht a month, that's 4,800 baht a year, and in 20 years, that's almost 100,000 baht. Okay? I just think of it that way, and I think that 100,000 baht in 20 years could grow to be, I don't know how much. 20 years? Maybe it's 60,000. I don't know. Depends on what kind of interest rate you're getting, everything like that. But 160,000. I mean, maybe 200, maybe 300,000. I don't know. But that's how I think now. I'm like, why am I spending on this? Why am I doing it? Even, you know, I keep thinking about where am I going to go? Where can we go in the South? Where can we pick that's the perfect place? I'm always thinking about it. I just have not stopped thinking about it. It's always on my mind. And I try to think about places outside of Thailand. I like Bali, but I just don't think I don't know. I just think Thailand, I could stay here and have a good life down on the beach. And then I think we could go down to a different beach all the time. If we want, we can go to a different beach for a week or two. Just stay there and then come back. We'll just do it again, but we'll go to a different place. Instead of renting a place and being tied to that place. You know, I don't know what to do. And you know, I always get the same places that come up because what I do is I punch it into Google and I punch it into ChatGPT. Here's my requirements. Low pollution, low number of tourists, close to the ocean. You know, I put in the attributes I want. And then I get pretty much the same places, and a lot of them are islands. And you know, islands tend to be more expensive. What kind of luxuries you like, Dallo? I just like luxuries that make experiences, like going out for a nice dinner with, you know, your family or your friends. And having some nice things inside the house that make, you know, the time go by faster. I do need to buy a little a nice coffee grinder. You know, nothing like I have half of February, March, April, and half of May. Yeah, it's an idea. You know, I have a grinder. I have two grinders. I have one really cheap grinder that Nicholas picked out. It still works, but it doesn't grind real fine. I have another one that's by hand. You do it by hand, and it's, you know, you grind up a couple cups of coffee. You know, you grind up the beans, and you know, you're like, all right, that's good enough. So I need something that, you know, I put my coffee beans in. I hit the button, boom, I want it this fine, it does it. The quality doesn't decline over, you know, the first couple of months because the grinder is not made real well. I need to come up with something like that. I've been looking for something, so that's another thing. That's one of my luxury items. I made my budget assuming 30 baht to the dollar with the current exchange rate and the cost of living increases. A lot of income. Yeah, I don't do that. I just build in like a 10% buffer. Going out to dinners at nice restaurant and spending it a couple of nights in a fancy hotel. Yeah, I mean, we like to travel. We also like to travel. Ah, God. Oh. Anyway, I hope it stays right above 36, all the way to 37, baby. That's perfect. That's the perfect spot right now. For me, that's perfect. I'll take it. It's been working wonders. And even for the wife, because sometimes she makes money in dollars, so she just transfers it into Thai baht and she makes more. It's great. Now, if it was going the reverse way, that would be different. I don't want it to go below 35. This is it. This is where we are. What is the name of this place? The Address. The Address condos. Should stay for at least a few more months, hopefully longer. And then what are you going to do? Go back to the States? Oh, the dollar. Oh, okay. Sorry. Tallow. I don't know what to say. I wish I could care, but I care about the dollar first. That's the way it goes, man. So what time is it now? It's almost 11 o'clock. Almost 11 o'clock. I don't know if this guy's Chinese or what. Sawadi Pimai. Oh, yes. Oh, Sawadi, Sawadi. Sawadi, Sawadi. Happy Songkran. Feliz Navidad. And all that good stuff. Nobody in front of me. Nobody in back of me. It's beautiful. Clothing, coffee, and dessert. Oh God, look at this. She's taking her turtle out for a walk. Konkuna. It's yours? You don't want a car running it over. Where's it gonna go? Isn't that grand? She's gonna pick it up, yes. There we go. I think it is hers. No, but don't put it out here because the cars are gonna come and, oh, it can move a little bit. Because if the cars come out, they're gonna smush it. I think they have electric, they have to put an electric collar on it. I don't know what it is. I think it's a pet, but I don't know. That bucket is for the turtle, sure. That's a popcorn bucket. I know that because we've had popcorn before. It's from the movies. She's smacking for it. You just gave it a smack. I want to know where it's going. Is she taking it out for a walk or what? Okay, there we go. Time to go back, buddy. By the way. Come on. By Tina, oi. He wants to come see me. That's what it is. It just keeps turning. Oh my God, this is funny. She's like, stop going to the right. my God, that's hilarious. God, that's funny. Well, that's true. If I shave my head, I look like a turtle. I kind of look like one anyway. Listen, I got a video I'm working on where my wife is driving the motorcycle and I'm on the back because I don't have a license. She has her license and I don't want to drive a motorcycle. And if I crash the motorcycle, I'm responsible. And so she really wanted to take the bike out and go for a little ride around the island. And I said, well, if you really want to, let's go. And so we did. And it was kind of hilarious. That's all I'll say. And you know, we went to a view and we went to a couple of places, and it was, you know, it was fun. And I got back alive, obviously, which is a good thing. But it was a bit of work. It was a bit of work. She hadn't driven for quite some time. It'd been something like, you know. Well, she was used to driving a manual manual motorcycle, not automatic, where you know you don't have to shift. And I was like, well, I would think the automatic would be a lot better for you and a lot easier for you. And then she was complaining about me being on the back, it's too much weight and all this other stuff, and I'm like, the bike does the work. Anyway, it was fun, and fortunately we made it back alive. We're okay, and hopefully that video will come out tomorrow. We'll see. Oh, God. Anyway, well, it's been a joyous, fun stream. I tell you what, coming outside was not a bad idea because there's a lot of people in there. And I didn't want to be around a lot of people. You know, they're all listening. Some are listening. Some are making noise. There's all kinds of noise going on. So, you know, when I started, there was almost nobody in there. Now, the place is full. So it's good we're out here. But I really appreciate everybody stopping in. I thought Took would freak out. It's the opposite. She commended me on having learned to ride like I thought. Couldn't hear you in there. Well, now you can hear me. Anyway, I think that's about it. So thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. And in summary about my situation, tech was son, we're monthly to live in a girlfriend and everything. Right? In case of no kids. Dude, it would take a lot of work for her to get money out of you, all right? And it's not going to happen if you're together for 3 months or something like that, 6 months. It's not going to happen. Anyway, I got to go. I think it's time to go. Thank you, everybody, for the thumbs up. Thank you for the donation, I think, Dowlow. Thank you very much. I'm not game enough to ride a motorcycle in Australia, let alone Thailand. I could ride one in Thailand, and believe me, I rode it a hell of a lot better than the wife did. I did a lot better job on it than the wife did, but I just don't want to put myself in that position now. I think it's smarter you stay off the motorcycle and you get on the back with somebody else who has been, you know, somebody who drives all the time, somebody who's got a license, who's got insurance and everything like that. You wear a helmet. You try to wear a helmet all the time, and then you won't have problems. But if you go riding by yourself and you don't have insurance and you don't have a license, well, then if you go down, first of all, your medical insurance is not going to cover you. And second of all, you crash the bike, you've got to pay for the bike. There's no insurance. It's not going to cover you because you don't have a license. So, Maybe in the future I will just get one. I don't know. But that's why she was driving the bike. So thank you very much, everybody. Again, as I said, I got to go. But I will talk to you all later. And maybe on Sunday, as I said, I will be celebrating the Songkran Festival. I don't know. We'll see. It's also UFC 300. There's all kinds of things going on, so I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. I appreciate it. Thank you again, Alvin, also. Yeah, until next time, Choke B, Leo Jerk, and my. Appreciate it. Yeah. Good luck and see you later. I know, that's the thing. So I kind of want to, you know, maybe I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll see. You know, fly by the seat of your pants, baby. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. See how I do this here.